Hello, it is I, the Triangle Guy. In my Run 2 video, I said that I would make a video talking about Run 3. Well, here it is. In my opinion, Run 3 is the best game of the Run Trilogy, by far. And in this video, I'm going to explain why that is. I do have to state that I won't be going over any lore of the game. If I had more time, I would make a longer review. But as things stand, I just can't make that happen. With that out of the way, let's go! The game was first released to congregate on June 5th, 2014. It sits at 16 million gameplays. Wow, that's a lot. The game was also released to Cool Math Games on October 10th, 2017. Thanks, Cool Math Games! Very cool! This version, however, is the HTML5 version created by player_03 himself, but it's not to par with the Flash version that I'll be playing in this video. It's more out of date than the Flash version. For some weird reason, Cool Math lists the Flash version, but it's not available, and the date on it is wrong. Whatever. I'm not using either method because I'm going to be using the Flash player method that I talked about in my Run 1 review. If you need a tutorial, which I know some people will want, it's in my Run 1 review. Link to the iCard right now. Run 3 starts with the title screen, as always, except for the big play button. Hit it and experience Run 3 for the first time. The controls are smoother than any of the other games, and changing gravity is instant. The first two levels are ripped from the first game, but the third level shows off the new multi-sided glory of this game. There is also the level with the new crumbling tiles. Beat the first 5 levels and you get access to almost everything else. The settings have the music toggle, sound toggle, and the quality toggle. This eye logo just gives you the credits. In this game, player_03 doesn't credit himself as his username, rather his real name, Joseph Cloutier. There is also this clickable button that takes you to get the soundtrack of the game, made by Jesse Valentine. This is the first game to have a full soundtrack, which is neat. Also in the corner, there is a version number with the up-to-date version of the game. It's version 1.13.0, released in 2018. Wow, that's a long time ago. And the game isn't even finished yet. Back to the Explore mode. After you beat level 10, you get this neat cutscene with the runner and the skater. This is the point where you unlock the skater. He has a pair of rollerblades on his feet, so he's faster than the runner and can build momentum faster. After level 40, you unlock the lizard, and yet another cutscene. He's this big, lazy guy who doesn't run very fast, but at the least he can jump high. After you unlock these characters, you can swap between them on the fly. So if you're struggling on a level with one character, you can quickly swap to another character in the pause menu to beat the level more easily. Also in this pause menu, you have the galaxy map, so you can see all the levels you have done, even the levels that branch off from the main 65. More on that later. Now what about the rest of the locked characters? Well, let me go over all of them. I've already discussed the runner, skater, and lizard, so let's move on. The rabbit can be unlocked by getting 8 achievements. You can find the achievements in the corner here, or on the title screen here. The bunny does small jumps consistently, so you can gain speed faster. He's the fastest in the game. The next is the gentleman. You can unlock him in the shop for 2,000 power cells. Power cells are pretty easy to come by in infinite mode, by the way. This one lets you fly towards the power cells because he has sewed an electric magnet into his hat. Yeah, just get near a power cell and hold the jump button. There you go. The duplicator can be unlocked for 6,000 power cells and can create duplicates of himself. You can use these duplicates to cheat death sometimes, so that's really cool. The child can be unlocked by completing the low power tunnel later in the game. He's small, so he doesn't move fast, but he jumps high and floats down to the ground using his balloon. He also doesn't break crumbling tiles, which is useful for the other levels in the game. The Pastafarian can create bridges out of nowhere and cost 6,000 power cells. The student can defy gravity by doing this, but he can't jump high. He costs 10,000 power cells. And the last one is the angel. He just gets a boost and can float a little bit, not worth the 12,000 power cell price tag. Now we can talk about the other levels and tunnels in the game. The main 65 levels are part of the main tunnel. but during your journey through the main tunnel, you can discover the other tunnel, the winter games, the low power tunnel, the box storage area, and some other ones that I won't get into because I'll be here all day. The winter games is 20 levels long and mainly consists of ice tiles and ramps. At the end, you unlock the winter costumes for the runner and the skater. The runner becomes the skier and the skater becomes the ice skater. The low power tunnel is 25 levels long and is low power? I don't know. The whole thing goes black at one point and you have to look at the stars in the background to tell where you're going. Pretty cool. Also, at the end of this, you unlock the Halloween costumes for the runner and the child. The runner has the jack-o'-lantern, and the child has the ghost costume. The box storage area is basically made of these boxes from Run 2, except for it's not Run 2. It's 11 levels long, but these levels are longer than most. Something interesting about the costume is that they play different from the regular characters. The winter costumes are more agile with the ice tiles, and the runner's pumpkin makes her jump higher. The only costume without a difference is the child's costume. He doesn't do anything at all. Kinda sad. Anyway, on to the infinite mode. This mode is infinite. You could play this forever. It has its own unique levels that are not found in the main game as well. Also, if you die, you can pay to continue your run as another character. How sweet! You can also go random too and get whatever the game wants you to have. After you die, you get this cool random piece of lore at the bottom talking about the character that you played as. In the corner, you can find your stats, which is pretty neat. This mode is great for farming power cells because this mode has them everywhere. You can use the gentleman to get them easily and faster to unlock the other, more expensive characters in the game. Now what about that level editor? In this game, you have to buy the level editor in the shop for 500 power cells. Not too bad. In this level editor, you are editing from inside the level. Awesome! There were 9 hotkey slots at the top, and if you want to try and go over that amount, player underscore 03 will crash out and tell you that 9 hotkey slots is enough. He also promotes the run wiki too. Anyway, you can do cool stuff like place the blocks, crumbling tiles, and bouncy tiles. You can name the level, decide how many sides you want, the power level, and the size of the tiles. You can even choose the music too. You can create other levels and have them lead into pre-existing levels. You can basically create your own tunnel. The level I made though kinda sucks. There were a lot of things that make this game stand out from the rest of the trilogy, and that's why it's the best one. One of the main glaring differences is the mechanic of the game, jumping onto the opposite wall and flipping gravity in your favor. In the last 2 games, it was slower and almost felt kinda clunky. In this one, it's instant. Could you imagine the bunny with the old mechanic? Holy moly, what a nightmare. There is a map in this game, having easy access to all the levels in the game. It really makes accessing the levels way better. There were 10 characters in the game that add to the game a lot. It really lays out opportunities for world building and storytelling that the previous games just couldn't do. The pumpkin skin, now we know that pumpkins exist in this world. World building. Before, the progression was very streamlined. Now you can go wherever you want, unlock wherever you want, do whatever you want, whenever you want. I could beat the main tunnel and then beat the other tunnels. Or I could beat the other tunnels as I unlock them. This game really has it all. Overall, Run 3 is the best game in the trilogy because it does things that the other games do and does it better. Changing gravity, blocks, physics, 3D, characters, content, everything is better, and it adds so many other things that just wouldn't be possible in the other 2 games. Cutscenes, the shop, achievements, even the costumes too. The only downside that I can think of is that the game is 11 years old and still hasn't been finished. Other than that, it's the best in the trilogy. Even if Run 4 was made, Run 3 would still stand out. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, hit the like and the subscribe button at the same time. I know it's possible. Why else would people have 2 hands? If you hit the bell, you will be notified every time I post. I post every Saturday. And as always, it's been I, the Triangle Guy. Bye!